who was dealing with the law, he was a Pharisee. He came trying to tempt Mashiach Yahushua. That's what they were doing all the time, tempting him. Because they were not of the Essenes, the Pharisees and the Sadducees were not of the Essenes of a Mashiach Yahushua. He came to show us how to follow the truth, how to follow the laws of the Most High. In verse 36 says, he said, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Mashiach Yahushua said unto him, Thou shalt love the Most High thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. You hear that? It's like I just told you. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. How we serve the Most High and how we serve each other. How we love our neighbors ourselves. Romans 13 and 8. Romans the 13th chapter, the 8th verse. Romans 13 and 8. It says, Owe no man anything but to love one another. For he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law. Yeah. So you got to love the Most High. That's another. First and foremost. And we got to love each other as thyself. That's a fulfillment of the law. We just read it. For this, thou shalt not commit adultery. You won't go with another man's woman. Or you with a man won't sleep with another man when you married to your husband. You're gonna go outside your marriage. That's adultery. Thou shalt not kill, meaning murder. Thou shalt not steal. You ain't gonna steal from your brother. Thou shalt not bear false witness. That's lying against your brother. Thou shalt not covet. Desire the things that your brother have or your sister have. And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. That's a lot of problems that we have as a people. Straight up. Even right now, we have a spiritual family. And that's who you are. We have a spiritual family as the children of Israel. But you have those that are so wicked, they fall into the category of the Pharisees and the scribes and the high priests, chief high priests and so forth, the zealots and all these different facets of Israelites that we've always had. Those spirits are back here today that will not follow what it is that's being said here, unless you come under their umbrella, and that's not right. Because we have. And you can't walk around with this hatred in your heart against your brother. The Most High said, I love Jacob. I can't express it enough. And you hearing what he's saying over and over again. Most High speak once, twice. He just said it over and over again, many different ways for those that have ears to hear. Verse 10, Romans 13 and 10. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. That's the fulfilling of the law. In that knowing the time, you got to know the time. That now it is high time to awake out of sleep. You got to come out of being asleep. When you asleep, you in darkness. You in ignorance. You sleep, your body just goes into rest. You're not doing nothing. You got to come out of this slothfulness. You know? Coming to the true knowledge was what he's saying here. It says knowing the time. We got to know the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. So the night is far spent. We in the nighttime now. We in darkness. We're a period of gross darkness, gross ignorance right now. It's far spent. The day is at hand. The day to come is at hand. When the Mashiach Yahushua bring that marvelous light into this world of judgment to bring forth righteousness on this earth. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness. So we say cast off the works of ignorance. Come into this marvelous light. Come into the truth. To the laws of the Most High. Having faith in the Mashiach Yahushua. And let us put on the armor of light. You realize armor is what? The protection. The protection of the light. Let us walk honestly, as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, nor in chamberings and wantonness, not in strife and envying, but put ye on the Most High through a Mashiach Yahushua, by a Shema Mashiach Yahushua, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. Everything you desire, that's your lustful desires of this world, to keep you from this light. Because you remain in the gross darkness of the world. Most of our people in the gross darkness of the world, they're looking to get theirs now. So a lot of people have their consolation right now. When this kingdom comes, it's not for them, because everything that they have, and they building upon a foundation of wickedness and evil right here, and calling themselves righteous. Like these people have created a church for Beyonce. Somebody has sacrificed. I was reading, somebody sacrificed themselves for that church. That's wickedness, man. What you gonna do when he come for you? The Most High will send the devil, Satan, after anybody. No matter how righteous you think you are. Look at Job. Say, please, in the blue bruise of Mashiach Yahushua, for our sake. And he said he was an example. Understand, these things are examples. Certain things happen for examples to wake them up. Wake Israel up. Those one that's in this gross darkness. Don't fall prey, brothers and sisters. Don't fall prey. Galatians 5. Galatians 5 and 14. Galatians 5 and 14. Y'all all right? Galatians 5 and 14. Galatians 5 and 14. For all the law is fulfilled in one word, even in this: thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. So how you feel about somebody? Once again, keep coming back and forth, you know. In the Spirit, we ask for the Holy Spirit. The Spirit is bringing it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. All the laws fulfilled in one word. Even this: thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Yourself. How you feel about yourself? How you feel about yourself? How you feel about yourself is how you're going to treat someone else. So when you love yourself, then you're supposed to treat everybody. You're supposed to be okay with everybody. Ain't no partiality here. See somebody, you're the same with everybody because you love yourself. So if you're going to be partial, what if Most High was partial? Ain't no partiality with the Most High. Yeah, but if ye bite and devour one another, I don't like them, looking to find fault in people, take heed that ye be not consumed one of another. That's what happens. That's, we can't get along. We don't have anything. I mean, look at all the many, I can just keep saying many, over and over and over again, and the brothers and sisters that's been in the truth, been diligent, 7 days a week, back in the day. But now, they're doing whatever they're doing out there in the world. And it's amazing how people still say they're in the truth, but they're not really making the sacrifice that it takes for their bodies to be dealing with the truth. Whereas I look at even people where I'm at on the West Coast, you got people that's back east. It's like 10 after 1 right now. In the morning. They come on. They come on at 10 o'clock at night. On the Sabbath night. That's a sacrifice. On the 4th day night. 10 o'clock at night. Sometimes 1:30 in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. But y'all come on here and I go through the lesson, and then once I close up, then you talk for an hour or 2 hours. I want to talk on the phone 2 hours about the world stuff. And we get, like it says, y'all hear what it said? The night is far spent. In Romans 13 and 12. It says the night is far spent. We're the night now. The day is at hand. The day is at hand, meaning Mashiach Shai is at hand to come. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. Better hear what it's saying. Better start talking about these scriptures. Verse 11, Romans 13:11, and that knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep. But now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. It's nearer than when we believe. It was written for us. And we got an opportunity to see the last days. We have an opportunity to see everything materialize and come to fruition through the word of the Most High in our time. We have the opportunity. Don't miss your blessing. Galatians 5:15. But if ye bite and devour one another, take heed that ye be not consumed one of another. This I say, we ain't supposed to swim we ain't supposed to be trying to devour each other. We're supposed to be trying to find a way to get along. Love the neighbors thyself. We keep saying the same thing over and over again for a reason in this lesson of self-examination. Examining ourselves that we can become better in the eyes of the Most High. But see, pride comes before a fall. Your pride will not allow you to humble yourself to take heed to what he's saying. That's why he's saying. But if ye bite and devour one another, take heed, pay attention, that ye be not consumed one of another, because we can consume each other, one of another. Mary said, not evil for evil, and railing for railing, going back and forth. It did to me, I'm going to get them back and concentrating on getting somebody back. That's evil. Put it in the hands of the Most High. Let the Mashiach Yahushua deal with them. Go on to the Most High. It's going to say, verse 16, this I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. If you walk in the Spirit, you're not going to fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusts against the Spirit. See, the flesh is lusting against the Spirit. Because the flesh is dealing with the world. And you lusting against the Spirit. You working against the Spirit. Therefore, James 4:4 says this. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? That's when you lusting after the flesh. And you lusting against the Spirit, because I'm going to tell you, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? I mean, you at war with the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua. Why? Because you working against, thus say the Most High, as it is written. For what it is that you have heard and you lust against this, you're working against him. Whoso therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High. You're the enemy of the Most High. Because the world says, hey, follow the things that the Most High said we're not supposed to follow or walk in. You walking in the spirit of lust, a carnal mind person, walking in the flesh. How you feel? I feel this way. That's your flesh telling you that. The Spirit ain't gonna operate contrary to the word of the Most High. And the Most High called you, so every last one of us have something in us that the Most High see valuable in the eyes of the Most High. But you still want to hold on to the old man. You still want to hold on to the old woman. You don't want to change, so therefore the hell is waiting for you. You in hell, you can be thrown in hell, where the worms never die and the fires never quench. You might be the ones that we're going to hate as we go into Most High will. If we don't change none of us, you know, after we have our new moons and our Sabbaths and so forth, and our Feast of Tabernacles, and everybody come to serve the Most High, and we come out, we gotta see this outpouring of these carcasses, where the worms never die and the fires never quench. It's gonna be a hating to us. He are people that he's gonna have in the kingdom with new heavens and new earth that we're gonna hate to see this. That's who you want to be? Don't follow what thus said the Most High. You'll be right there. with pain and torture and suffering, as the Bible says. You don't want to be there. Go back to Galatians, the 5th chapter. Start at verse 17. It says, for the flesh lusts against the spirit. This is a battle between each other. Because the flesh is dealing you worldly. You at war with the Most High. You the enemy of the Most High. Because you lusted at the things of the world. Against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. Your mind is telling you, that's wrong. Yet still you want to do it.